What's going on, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and we're keeping up the daily content, looking at Greninja EX, and this card is actually really good, because it has the Shinobi Blade attack, which does 170 damage, but it allows you to search for any cards you want in your deck and add it into your hand, so for the following turn, you'll pretty much be completely set up for whatever you need, but it also has the Barrage attack. This is such a weird thing to say, where it does... You discard 2 energies, and it's pretty much just better Radiant Greninja. Instead of doing 90 damage, you do 120. And that actually kind of matters, because it allows you to snipe out things like the Barrel, and other cards that kind of become a bit of a problem. If you have a weakened, like Lumineon or something like that, you can pop those off as well pretty easily, with all things considered. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be pairing that with Pidgeot EX. The main reason why we want to pair it with Pidgeot EX is because of the Quick Search ability. Between Shinobi Blade and Quick Search, you're able to get 2 cards guaranteed every turn that you need, and you can just push the advantage super hard on your opponent and make it so there's not much they can really do. We already see the power of Pidgeot EX in something like Charizard, where they're only getting 1 card per turn, so imagine getting 2, it's just crazy powerful. As for other cards, we're running Rotom just to help speed up our early game, and we're also running Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX. Bloodmoon Ursaluna is extremely powerful, makes for great comeback potential. It's just better Radiant Charizard, more or less, since during your next turn, this Pokemon can't use the attack of Bloodmoon, but it doesn't really matter, because we're going to be using it to close out a game, thanks to its seasoned skill ability, where for every prize card your opponent's taken, the attack costs 1 less. So if your opponent's taken 4 prizes, it costs 1 energy, we're able to drop it down, attack for 240, and just kind of pop whatever we want to. As for other cards, we run 1 copy of the Flock Froakie. I would love to run only this Froakie, but unfortunately with Dracool EX in the game and how common it is, having something with 60 hit points just isn't really optimal. So we're going to be running the 70 HP Froakie, and we'll run 1 Flock just in case we're able to, get into a non-Dracopult matchup. It could be useful. As for other cards, we run a lot of one-ofs because we're going to be able to search them whenever we need them. So we run 1 of Enhanced Hammer, we run 1 of Lost Vacuum, we run the Energy Search, we run the Counter Catcher, all these kind of basic cards. The main thing that we're running, though, we are running 4 Rare Candy, and then our aspect of choice is Unfair Stamp. The reason why we run Unfair Stamp is because we're going to be able to search it out with, let's say, either Greninja or our Pidgeot or whatever, making it really easy. The best thing about this deck, in my opinion, is that its comeback potential is kind of crazy, because once you are set up with Greninja and Pidgeot, there's not much your opponent can really do, because your card advantage is always going to be so nuts. And then we also run Roxanne, is just the equivalent of like a second Unfair Stamp later on in the game, for if they are able to do anything. One of the other things that we are going to run as well, just to kind of help us out, is we run double Turbo Energies as our card to be able to discard to use Mirage Barrage. And we're also running the Canceling Cologne. The reason why we want to run the Canceling Cologne is that our opponent's going to want to play Manaphy in order to stop us, and what we can actually do is we can search out a boss, drop the Manaphy into the active, and then we can search out a Canceling Cologne, knock out the Manaphy if we want to, or we can even leave it in the active and just snipe out 2 things on the bench, whatever is kind of more optimal at the time, and just kind of go from there. So yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of it. Definitely let me know anything that you would change or any other techs. I've been running Iron Bundle. I think it's pretty good. I haven't seen a ton of people running it, but I think it's definitely very strong in the list. So yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think, and be sure to let me know what you want to see next on the channel. And also for final updates, we have a community Discord, so if you're interested, please join that. It's been a ton of fun. We all look for games, work on deck lists, and just discuss the game as a whole on there. So be sure to join that if you're interested. And also there is our first community tournament on June 1st at 6:30 p.m. EST, and the entry code for that is GNOME, G-N-O-M-E. It's down in the description with all of my deck lists and everything else. So if you're interested, please feel free to join up in that. It'd be great to have you. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're going to be doing daily content for as long as I can possibly keep it up, which I hope is a long time. because I'm really, really loving Twilight Masquerade. It's been a ton of fun, and really excited to get into more content. So I'll see you guys in Game 1 in a moment. Thanks for watching. Peace. Alright, we're into Game 1, and our opponent won the coin flip and opted to go first. We are going to mulligan this hand away, which is for the best. Cool Darkrai sleeves. We'll see what our opponent's playing. Pretty good, actually. We'll lead Froakie, since it will have the Flock attack, and even though it's only 60 HP, if we're leading with it in the opening stages, we're not too worried about anything really happening to us. It looks like we are against Lugia. That's pretty exciting. There's Capturing Aroma. Lugia actually got a lot stronger thanks to Secret Box, because it pretty much does everything that deck wants to be able to do. Lugia is actually pretty interesting. Oh, I did not think they were going to be running Wellspring. That's pretty cool. We put the Mist Energy down. So we can go Buddy Poffin here. Grab ourselves a Pidgey and another Froakie. Then we can Arven. And I think we can grab ourselves... Yeah. I think this is going to be the play to make. So we can go Nest Ball here. Grab ourselves the Rotom. Put the Seal Stone down. We can go Energy onto the active. And then from here, we can just instant charge. Perfect. So on our following turn, what we can do is we can Rare Candy onto Pidgeot. We can search out another Rare Candy, Ultra Ball for our Greninja EX, and then go from there. The Iono is a little annoying, but as long as we get one piece of any of that puzzle, we have the Seal Stone, so we can, yeah. So we're pretty much back into exactly where we started. There's an Ultra Ball. They get themselves one Archeops. I don't believe they have another one in the discard. Unless... Alright, yeah, so they only have one Archeops. Which is fine by us. We do have the double turbo, that's pretty nice. We can go Energy onto the Froakie. Then we will Star Alchemy. We can grab ourselves the Rare Candy is what we're missing. So we could just grab Arven. Yeah, so we'll grab Arven. So that way what we can do is go Rare Candy, and then we can also grab the Devolution. We can evolve here. And then what we'll be able to do is Shinobi Blade. We will search our deck out. And then from here, we can go ahead and just grab ourselves... Let's grab... And we'll probably Iono anyway. So we'll go Unfair... I actually don't know what the most optimal thing to grab here is. We'll just go ahead and grab another Arven. See what we end up drawing. Because I don't think they're going to be able to knock me out or anything like that, so there's not really a point to grab Unfair Stamp yet. We have the double turbo energy, so even if they go and they place like 2 Minchinos down or something like that, we could just still knock that out. like get threat of anything right now. At least I don't believe we are. Yeah, so that's going to be game. There wasn't really much our opponent could do, and we were just going to be able to keep accelerating the game state. That's really the biggest problem with Lugia. It's always been its problem, is Lugia, when it works, it's incredible, and it's gotten more consistent over time, but it's still a rather inconsistent deck as a whole, and so it's just going to become kind of a problem sometimes for it, where it just doesn't hit the pieces that it needs. But yeah, that's going to be game 1, guys. I'll see you guys in game 2 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2. We won the coin flip. We're opting to go first. We have Froakie, and not much else, to be honest, but our turn 2 will be stronger. We are up against Serena. Did that get upgraded in this with this new set? That's very interesting. I don't think it did. Well, we can go water energy here. Not much else. Our hand was much better built for going second. But that's fine. Not the biggest deal in the world. We're going to be able to Rare Candy, go into Greninja on our next turn, and kind of just go from there. We'll be fine. How fun it would be if we were like weak to water and some like crazy stuff happened and then we like got KO'd. That'd have been pretty funny. So we can go Arven here. We can Arven for another Buddy Poffin and a Seal Stone. Then what we can do is Buddy Poffin again, go Froakie and Manaphy. No, Manaphy won't matter in this matchup. So we can go double Froakie here, and then we can attack with Shinobi Blade. We'll take a card. We'll get ourselves Pidgeot. So then on our next turn, we can Rare Candy, go into Pidgeot. And then depending on what our opponent chooses to do, what we can actually end up doing is going for Lost Vacuum, or not Lost Vacuum, rather. We can use Pidgeot, get ourselves our double turbo, and then just start sniping out the bench. So there's Arven, that can get them a Rare Candy. They go Ultra Ball and Panic Mask. Got rid of double. Okay. Interesting. So their only card's Panic Mask. So we'll actually just Lost Vacuum away the Panic Mask here. So step 1, Rare Candy. Step 2, we'll evolve Frogadier. We can Lost Vacuum to get rid of the Collapsed Stadium, because we're not going to need that. Get rid of that. And then at this point, there's no real need to double turbo. They're pretty much stuck, so all we really want to do at this point is we can just keep setting up. So what's the best kind of way to do that? What do we already have access to? We can just go... We'll go Professor Turo's, just so that way we have it. We can get ourselves... So we can go Shinobi Blade here. Search for a card. We can get ourselves... In this scenario, it's like there's not really like a best thing to get. We'll just go Energy Search, I guess. So that way, even if, let's say they top deck a Grass Energy here, they go Trop Kick. Okay, so exactly that. They knock out our Greninja. We're still prepared. Because they knock out our Greninja. We were prepared. That's why we already made Frogadier. Or Frogadier, or whatever it's called. So now what we can do is go Energy Search. Get ourselves the energy we need. We can place it down. Then what we can do is Quick Search. Make ourselves a new Greninja. Evolve. And Shinobi Blade. So we were prepared even for the eventuality where they top deck the only card that could kind of affect us. And then from here, what we'll do is we can honestly... We'll just go Boss at this point. We'll take 2 prizes. And the game's pretty much over. Because anytime they play Bounce Sweet, we're just going to boss it up and knock it out. Braviary doesn't do anything. Yep. So that's going to be the game. Yep. Alright. Super easy. The power of just being able to search over and over is just so good. Like, it's really funny that they drew that second Grass Energy, though, to go Trop Kick. That's pretty funny. I'm curious to know if Serena got better in this set, because I can't think of like what new cards they'd really want to use, so I'm surprised to see it on the ladder, but you know, it is what it is. We'll take the win pretty easily, and we'll move on into game 3. I'll see you guys there in a second. Peace. Alright, we're into the 3rd game, and we'll be going first. We definitely do not open the way we want it to. So we go Manaphy here. Not our strongest start. We open Arven. That doesn't really help us in this scenario. We will Nest Ball out for Rotom. And we don't have a choice. We're going to instant charge here. Alright, still nothing really all that good. We'll Arven on the next turn for like Buddy Poffin or something. They get themselves double Grass Energy. Nest Ball for Ogerpon, I assume. Yeah. So then they can Teal Mask. Get themselves another card. Or Teal Dance, rather. Get themselves another card. Bug Catcher set again. Really dig it in. Curious to see what they found. Lilligant. Okay, I became very uninterested to extremely interested. Because I just assumed it was the Raging Bolt build, but now I don't know what they're playing, and I'm very curious. Also, I've never seen that art before. That's cool. Gardenias. Okay. Another Ogerpon. They're actually going crazy right now. Attract customers. Didn't get anything. I hope I'm able to like bail myself out so we can play this. Like to a better stage than just losing instantly. But it looks like we're just losing instantly. I'm so curious to see, like, more of this deck. Alright, the Rare Candy will be nice later. So we will Arven here for a Buddy Poffin and Sealstone. We Buddy Poffin for Froakie and... let's take this one just in case. Froakie and Pidgey. Then we will Sealstone. I think we have to go... I think we have to Sealstone here for a second Buddy Poffin. I feel like that's the play like that has to be made. So we go 2 more Froakie. Put an energy onto this one. I don't think we need to do anything else yet. So I think we instant charge here. Alright. As long as we live this turn, or no, yeah, as long as the game doesn't like somehow go completely insane right now, I think we're okay. Though if we get Iono'd right here, it'd be like pretty sad, which would make sense because our hand's so large at this point. There's the Lilligant V-Star. Star Perfume. Curious to see what they grab. Obviously, like, more grass energy would be nice because it'll allow them to draw. Oh, they just go full grass energy. Into an Ursaluna. Gardenias. That's pretty cool. What does this do? So we're gonna just boss this up and knock this out because this is like the biggest threat that we're gonna have to deal with. Alright, we're gonna put Froakie into the active. Okay, so here's gonna be our play. We Rare Candy Pidgeot. We Frogadier to the bench. We can Ultra Ball the Collapsed Stadium and the Canceling Cologne to get ourselves Greninja. And then we can use Quick Search to get ourselves Rare Candy. We can go Rare Candy onto the active. We put an energy onto the Frogadier. Then we boss his orders. Pull up the Ursaluna. Take the knockout onto Ursaluna. And we grab ourselves the next Greninja for next turn. Right? Yeah, I think that's the best play to make. Take 2 prize cards here. Arven and energy. So then what we can do, we'll be able to make another Greninja, right? So then what I think the plan is to just trade attacks into Lilligant. And then close out with Ursaluna into a Teal Mask. I think that's going to be our path to victory here. Irida. Interesting. I'm just happy we're not weak to grass. Do they play Irida just so that way they can find Radiant Greninja? I don't know if I agree with that. Another bug catcher set. This is a really interesting deck. Since we have all the pieces too, we can Iono on the next turn as well. Or rather, we can't Iono because we have to Turos here. Unfortunately for us. So we quick search. Get ourselves the Turos. Just to prevent the knockout, really. And we can go Froakie again. We'll Energy Search. Then we can Shinobi Blade. We can search out another Rare Candy. Right? I think that's the right play to make. Because we still have the double colorless in hand. So what I'm thinking is that we get attacked here. We survive. We attack back. Knock this out. We go down to 2 prize cards. We're weakened enough that they bring in Ogerpon, attack into us, knock us out. We bring in Ursaluna EX because we can quick search it out with Pidgeot. Then we drop the double turbo energy onto it and knock out the Ogerpon. I think that's our line of play. There's no shot this KOs us. Alolan Exeggutor? Interesting. Goes to the bench. So this doesn't KO us, so then we can do the pretty much the same concept, but we're just gonna go boss to the Lilligant and end up with like the same result pretty much. I think that's gonna be the play. Because this doesn't KO us, right? Yeah, not even close. Okay, even better. We don't even have to give up the boss here. All right, so we got to hit that. So now what I think we want to do in this scenario is we Iono, because we can get all our pieces back that we need for the follow-up play, but we just want to make it as hard for them as possible to do what they're trying to do. So we Ultra Ball here, get rid of this and this, grab ourselves the Ursaluna. Quick search. Grab ourselves Roxanne for next turn. Actually, we're gonna need the boss. Or even better, we can actually retreat here. Go Greninja. Shinobi Blade. Take the prize cards here. We'll Shinobi Blade for double turbo. One, two. That way we don't even give up the prize cards. Like, we already have the Greninja made. We may as well use it. Ogerpon's interesting. It just doesn't do enough damage. That's why it works so well with Raging Bolt, though. Like, all these energies, like, with the Raging Bolt would be insane. There's the concealed cards. Gives themselves 2 more. But the benefit here is, like, even if they do knock us out, like, if they boss up the Greninja, yeah. So, like, this is why we built the contingency plan. Contingency plan with Ursaluna. So they knock us out here. Man, it does no damage. It's like kind of crazy. They take 2 prize cards. We go Pidgeot. We drop Ursaluna. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we don't even need to do anything to attack with it, actually. So now we can just bring that in. Bloodmoon for 240. And get the knockout. Bop, bop. Nice and easy. There's our Unfair Stamp on Iono. That was a very, very, very fun game. My commentary on that may not have been great because I was definitely just trying to understand like what their deck was doing and how it was working. But that was a really, really fun game. I really enjoyed that. I like their deck idea. I just think pairing it with Lilligant is cool. But there needs to be something that does more damage. It's a very, very interesting concept. I'm definitely curious to play around with that more. In our Discord, we have a member who is testing it out with like Toadscruel EX, and I think that's really interesting. So it's definitely a concept to play around with for sure. Definitely a big fan of that one, but I will see you guys in the next game. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 4. We are going first. We open... Okay. Not anything too bad. I think we've opened double Buddy Poffin every game, though. What is this? Are we just up against Pidgeot control? If that's the case, it's about to be really annoying. I think we are. So we're gonna go Energy Search here. Energy. And until we know what we're up against, we're gonna pass. Because right now we can Ultra Ball Rare Candy into Pidgeot, grab ourselves a new Rare Candy, get ourselves into Greninja EX, and like go from there. Okay, we're Okay, so we're not. We're up against Dreepy. Or Dracool, rather. Which means we're, like, one turn behind in setup. Like, obviously we should have played the Buddy Poffins and things like that. But it's not that big a deal. We kind of need it to make... We need it to make the smarter play, because had it been like Pidgeot Control or something like that, we would have been really, really stuck. So we'll go one Buddy Poffin here. Grab ourselves Froakie and the other 70 HP Froakie. But the most... Alright, so the most optimal play we can make here is that we're going to place the double turbo down. We're going to go Ultra Ball. For a second, I thought I didn't have Pidgeots for some reason. Like, I just didn't see it there for a second, and I got, like, so scared. We'll go Rare Candy to Pidgeot. Quick Search. Then what we can do is grab ourselves... what do we want to grab ourselves? Then we'll go Lost City here. Place the Lost City down. Then what we can do is Mirage Barrage. Get rid of the double turbo. And we can eliminate 2 Dreepy right out of the game. And that should pretty much close the game out for us. From where we're already at. So there's an Arven. We'll see what they're able to do. Feather Ball. That's interesting. That's a cool little idea. You know, counter catcher, pull up Froakie. What are they gonna quick search for? I'm definitely curious. I guess they could maybe go like Buddy Poffin, try to reset up. Yeah. But, I mean, that's fine by us, really. Why would they retreat there? You're just... I guess they don't think... Okay. I mean, that works out for me. Because at that point, all I'm going to do is we'll grab ourselves... What do we already have on board, actually? Yeah, we'll grab ourselves Rare Candy and Devolution. Then what we'll do is we can quick search. We're not even going to quick search for anything like critical. We're literally just going to grab ourselves one energy. Throw it onto the Froakie. Retreat. Go Greninja. Shinobi Blade the Dreepy. We have Lost City set up, so we're just going to remove that from play as well. And grab ourselves a Frogadier. So we'll be able to set up the next Greninjas on the following turns. There's our Rotom. So, like, even if they boss us again, we can literally just keep looping the same thing. And they only have one Dreepy left to work with. The Iono doesn't really matter. Cool. So we can make ourselves the next Greninja. There's a Rare Candy into Dracool. Fire Energy Attachment. I don't, for the record, I think I've talked about this. They're so worried about getting damage onto the Pidgeot. Like, they put that onto the bench no matter what. So I'll put energy onto that. I can discard both. Grab myself a new Greninja. I will quick search. Grab myself another Rare Candy. Nope, nope, not the Pal Pad. Rare Candy, there we go. Then what I can do is throw this down. So now that's set up. We can Shinobi Blade. Making it so even if they retreat, pretty much all we need to do is get a boss's orders or something like that. We'll take the boss in advance. So like even if they do some weird play where they try to retreat it out or whatever, we can just boss it back up, knock it out, close out the game. Since even though we'll still have prize cards we need to take, it won't really matter because they won't have anything that they can use because of Lost City being in play. So they have to clear the Lost City on this turn. And even then, they don't have anything to really work with. They can just set up some Pidgeys, I guess. Yeah, so they set them up. They set themselves up a Pidgey. It also doesn't really matter that they Iono'd because we could just Pidgey for... We could Pidgeot for the boss as well. The Halucha. Oh, I think they're playing... That's... Okay, Halucha's like kind of interesting. Because it means that like they could KO Froakie here. But I don't know. I don't think that's good. I don't really agree with this person's list. It's definitely an odd one, to say the least. Also, this game's going so long when it doesn't need to be. We'll see what they get off the Ultra Ball. So I'm so confused by everything. So they're gonna Phantom Dive, knock out the Froakie. Which, I mean, it's fine. Obviously we lose it to Lost City, but we're so set up that the game's pretty much over. Since we survived this attack, we'll be able to attack into the Dracool, knock it out. Yep. So they are going to go ahead and concede. The Lost City put in so much work there. That was actually pretty sick. But yeah, so that's going to be, I believe, game number 4. I could be wrong. If it's, yeah, I think it is. I can't even remember anymore. But that's going to be game number 4, guys. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. hopefully that you guys like the list. If you made it this far, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to join the community Discord. Be sure to take part in the upcoming tournament that we're having, that I'm very excited to run for everybody. And also, last but not least, don't forget to let me know what else you want to see. There's a ton of new cards and a ton of new stuff in the new sets. I'm not really doing them in any particular order. So if there's something you want to see first or want to see next, definitely let me know, and I'd be happy to make that more of a priority. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.